A woman wakes up and finds herself tied to the bed. The man who kidnapped her claims he will gouge out her eyes to make wine. However, the woman isn't afraid at all and instead kisses him lovingly, knowing that the man loves her dearly. It turns out the woman is a reincarnated soul. In her previous life, she was killed by her father and stepmother, and when her soul left her body, she witnessed the man not only avenging her but also dying for her. It wasn't until now that the woman realized the man who had kept her locked up and treated her like an object had been deeply in love with her, just in the wrong way. As the man died, he begged her to look at him one more time in her next life. The woman felt a pang of sympathy and vowed to have a second chance with the man and grow old together. Fortunately, the heavens heard her wish, and she was reborn, right at the moment she was about to confess her feelings to her fiancé. Seeing her fiancé's fake and showy expression, she remembered the scene from her past funeral where she was seen flirting with Miss G. This time, she wouldn't be blind anymore. She immediately threw away the bouquet and walked away in front of her astonished fiancé. She wanted to go back to the man's side, but he had already run away. Before he could make amends, the man arrived first. The man stood before her unharmed, and she ran into his arms, making the angry man instantly calm down. He asked her what new trick she was playing, but before she could explain, the fiancé pulled her into his arms and angrily questioned the man about his girlfriend. When she heard the word girlfriend, she exploded and knocked her out with a hand strike, then left with the woman in his arms. The fiancé was furious but didn't dare to confront the man directly. Besides, his classmates told him the man was a local godfather known for being ruthless and rich, owning 80% of the local businesses. This shocked the fiancé. He considered calling the police but decided against it, thinking it would be better if the woman was taken by the man, preferably tortured to death, so he could help his father take over her company and no longer pretend to like her. He didn't realize that the man would never hurt her. He was just upset that she always tried to escape. He planned to mark her to make her belong to him forever. However, the woman showed no resistance and even kissed him, promising not to run away again. But the man didn't believe her, thinking it was just a trick. Sure enough, the next moment, the woman asked the man to untie her wrists, complaining that her hands hurt. Although the man knew she might be trying to escape, he still took off her gloves because he didn't want her to get hurt. But the next moment, the woman suddenly tackled him. Without any words, she wanted to prove her determination with actions. They spent a pleasant night together, and the man finally got the woman he loved and became her first lover. However, he started to feel insecure, thinking it was part of her escape plan. He warned her not to think he would let her go. The man's lack of confidence made the woman confused, but considering her past attempts to escape, she could understand his feelings. At this moment, the father called to test the woman. Upon learning that the woman was not being abused by the man and might even be climbing up his ladder, he decided to send the woman on her way early. The next day, the woman received a call from the scheming Miss G, who told her that her father had fainted and asked her to come immediately. But the woman knew it was a lie, as that was the place where they had strangled her in her previous life. She wouldn't fall for it again, but to avoid suspicion, she pretended to agree and went out to do some shopping and cook for the man.